Filmmakers, would you like to connect with other creatives, reach new audiences, and earn money from your work, including short films? Stick around as I peek behind the curtain of Screen Indie, a social streaming platform for independent filmmakers. In this video, you'll learn about the site, how the platform helps filmmakers earn money, and why Screen Indie is almost the perfect streaming platform for independent filmmakers. I recently sat down to talk with Screen Indie's founder and CEO, Richard Turrentine. During our chat, I learned a lot about Richard's filmmaking background, why he started Screen Indie, and his vision for the company. Watch the full interview by hitting the link in the description or the pinned comment below. We've poured mountains of blood, sweat, and tears into a short film project, spent sleepless nights editing and producing the movie, even cleaned up nights during a film festival run, and after accomplishing all that, you sit back and you think to yourself, now what? This was my exact thought when my short film, The Prayer, ended its festival run in the fall of 2021. Earlier in the year, the plan was to put the film on Amazon to earn some of that sweet streaming revenue and make it accessible and available to everyone. However, Amazon killed that plan when Prime Direct Video stopped accepting short films and documentaries. My only options left were to put it on YouTube or make it available on Vimeo. YouTube was an obvious choice since my other films are already on there, and I can also build a small community around my project. Through YouTube, I've made excellent connections with producers, fellow filmmakers, and of course, fans of my work. However, I was really hoping to monetize the film, but I knew I couldn't because my small YouTube channel doesn't meet YouTube's requirements for monetization. So Vimeo was a good option because you're able to make your films available for rent or purchase, but it really lacks that community support since it's not as social as YouTube. In the end, I opted for YouTube since it was easier, but I would have loved to combine Vimeo's pay-per-view streaming model to set my own rental fee with the social prowess of YouTube. And that's what intrigued me the most about Screen Indie, a streaming platform geared toward independent filmmakers. It describes itself as a place for filmmakers to stream their films, set their own pay-per-view costs, grow the audience, and get hired for gigs. In a nutshell, it sounds like the perfect platform for creatives. But is it? Should your film be on Screen Indie? Stick around as I share my first impressions of the platform with you to help you answer that question. And to be upfront, this review is not sponsored by Screen Indie, so I'll be sharing the good, such as their game-changing pay-per-view split pay feature, the bad, and an ugly flaw that almost derails the entire train. But first, let's go over what's great about Screen Indie. As a former graphic designer, I absolutely love Screen Indie's clean brand design and straightforward messaging on its landing page. When you sign up for an account, you can register as a screener, which is your standard movie watcher, or a creator. So for this review, we'll explore the creator account since this is how most filmmakers will be signing up. Once you're in, you're greeted by a row of the profiles of filmmakers who are available for gigs. This leads you to the booking system, which shows who's available, their day rates, as well as their production specialty. Drilling down gives you their bio, streams a short teaser of their work, and allows you to book them for projects. And while this is a great feature for crewing up a film, there are a couple of small issues with the booking system that we'll get into in just a minute. The homepage is clean and easy to navigate. I also love the accessibility features that allow you to choose a light or dark theme across devices as well as web browsers. The homepage spotlights a featured project, encourages you to upload your own, and organizes all of its films by categories, which is great. The Spotlight page is incredibly helpful as Screen Indie highlights projects as well as interviews creators to make getting to know them a lot easier. I've discovered some great indie projects here such as Black from Ebony Price and PJ Palmer's North Star, which is a gorgeous film. If you're interested in learning more about PJ's short film and how it qualified for an Academy Award, be sure to subscribe to my channel as I'll be dropping an interview with PJ very soon. Needless to say, if you decide to stream your film on Screen Indie, you'll be amongst good company. This is honestly one of the best features of the platform. It's bringing creators together to connect and to grow. Clicking on any film takes you to its project page where you're able to stream for free or pay to view the film for an unlimited amount of times within a 24-hour period. Speaking of which, being able to set your own pay-per-view rate is one of Screen Indie's top features. Creators are encouraged to charge more for longer films and use moderate pricing for shorter projects. Screen Indie partners with Stripe to handle transaction fees, so if you set a pay-per-view price, you'll give both platforms a small piece of the pie. Screen Indie takes a 15% cut while Stripe receives 33 cents per transaction. Comparatively, Vimeo On Demand, which is Vimeo's pay-per-view platform, takes about 10% after transaction costs. However, those costs could be more and higher just depending on local fees and taxes. And while Vimeo is a more established platform, it seems like Screen Indie is doing a lot more to get filmmakers paid. There's a feature called Pay-Per-View Split Pay, where you can actually share pay-per-view profits with your cast and crew. This feature alone could be a game changer for productions looking for an easy way to make good on promised deferred payments or simply sharing streaming revenue with cast and crew members and other creatives. You simply add the cast and crew member's name and email along with how much revenue to share, and you're done. Whenever someone streams your film, payments are sent within 3 to 5 days. Another filmmaker first feature of Screen Indie is the non-exclusive nature of the service. You're able to stream your film and continue to distribute it outside the platform at festivals or even online. This is welcome news to any filmmaker that fears signing away their film rights or being locked into strict exhibition windows. Now that I've covered the positives, what are some of the drawbacks to Screen Indie? Well, there are a few, but fortunately they aren't total deal breakers. Going back to the booking system, as much as I love the idea of being able to find crew for my next film project, the system makes that job just a little bit difficult. For starters, you can only sort candidates by role and not by location. This info is surprisingly missing from the details page as well. However, most egregiously, when trying to send a message, I kept getting an annoying 404 page not found error. Unfortunately, this wasn't the only tech issue I bumped into. There is a far worse issue plaguing the platform that I'll touch on in just a moment. The next issue I came across was the presence of a large movie distributor called Ganella Productions. They're a company based in the south of France that specializes in selling and distributing short films. Currently, they have about 410 movies on Screen Indie, many of which are available for pay-per-view. Now, I recognize this is great for Screen Indie since it gets a large catalog of shorts, and it's great for Ganella to get their films in front of a large international audience as well. However, their large catalog hurts the viewing experience because their presence overshadows the work of other filmmakers on the platform. This is most evident when you browse and the first 8 movies are all from Ganella Productions. A possible solution for this is giving large distributors like Ganella their own partner hub, or maybe even organizing their movies in a special category, such as international, just to make room for other smaller creators. Now, before we get to the worst issue I have with Screen Indie, I've got 2 minor nitpicks. Number 1, previews for pay-per-view videos are criminally short. You only get 9 seconds to decide whether or not you want to watch a film, and this just isn't long enough. When uploading a movie, creators have the option to add a teaser or trailer, and while some do, a lot of them don't. However, if I were Screen Indie, I would make trailers mandatory on pay-per-view films because a decent trailer will help sell a project and put money in both the platform as well as the filmmaker's pockets. And minor nitpick number 2 is the FAQ page left me with more questions than answers. I had to reach out to the Screen Indie team to find out the details of their platform fees as well as their non-exclusive streaming rights policy. It'd be great for users to be able to easily find this information on the FAQ page or within a support hub with documentation on how the site is supposed to work. Screen Indie's biggest feature happens to be the biggest issue I have with the platform. As I said earlier, Screen Indie builds itself as a social streaming platform, but many of its social features could use some work. First, the contacts button at the top shows the site's many members, but clicking them doesn't bring up their profile or allows you to message them. Speaking of messaging, there's a decent messaging feature that gives direct access to every Screen Indie creator. However, everyone's availability looks like they're available even though they aren't. And there's a weird continue to chat message that's already in the chat box even for people who I haven't sent messages to. Now, I couldn't tell if this was a prompt to help start conversations between creators or just some kind of weird platform bug. Also, your email address is visible on the chat screen and everyone's email is available when composing a new message within Screen Indie's internal email messaging system. And while it's convenient to have creators' emails easily accessible, any bad actor can scrape emails and spam the living daylights out of every user. Now hold on, before you go running for the hills, let me be clear. I'm not saying Screen Indie has a privacy issue and you shouldn't trust the platform. That's not what I'm saying. The intent behind having emails easily accessible makes it super easy to connect with other creatives and network. As a matter of fact, Screen Indie should be commended for making direct messaging as well as emailing available within its system. However, to protect member privacy, it should at least give users the option to keep emails hidden across the platform. Despite these issues, I can't demonize Screen Indie because at the end of the day, they're trying to help independent filmmakers grow their audience, connect, and make money from their films. I have no doubt that the booking and messaging system can be fixed over time with little elbow grease and money. It will be easy to dismiss the platform as just another in a long line of indie streamers, but Screen Indie is different. With a business model that favors the filmmaker, they genuinely want to see creators succeed. During my interview with Richard, he said that Screen Indie considers their filmmakers as partners, and that stuck with me well after our chat. So is Screen Indie the perfect streaming platform for indie filmmakers? Well, not yet, but I see the vision and I'm all in on its filmmaker first mission. Screen Indie has some obstacles to clear before it can become the best streaming platform for indie filmmakers, but it's well on its way. As it irons out its new platform wrinkles, I'll be checking in from time to time and supporting Screen Indie's efforts, and I invite you to do the same. Thank you so much for watching this review of Screen Indie. I really appreciate you sticking all the way to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and don't forget to subscribe to be notified of my interview with filmmaker PJ Palmer. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be really, really good. During my interview with Screen Indie founder and CEO Richard Turrentine, he talked a lot about the challenges of bootstrapping a film-based tech startup, including a disastrous legal situation with the original designers of the Screen Indie website. So check out my interview with Richard to learn more about that, as well as his filmmaking journey. You don't want to miss it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.